Good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday, April 10th, and this is our pre-market analysis, QOL Trading. And we've got some data coming out right now, finishing off the week here. We'll let the market digest this, and we'll go over the numbers real quick. Hey, Yen, good morning. Good morning. Getting some positive initial reaction out of these numbers here. We'll go over them right now. Core CPI right now down 0.2%, down a little bit. Month over month, 0.9. Year over year, 3.3. So down a little bit. So I think it's positive reaction initially for the market. And then lastly at 9 o'clock, then we have University of Michigan inflation expectations, and then that'll be it for the week. And then, of course, we have the lingering ceasefire. Hopefully that withstands measures over the weekend. You have some Israeli and Libyan exchanges happening over the last couple of days, so we'll see what happens there. So anyways, let's get into it. Also, if you are new and you are joining the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like the video. Go down in the description area, join our Discord community for updates and live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. You should come in there right now while everything is free. That's going to change shortly, so take advantage while you still can. So, also, lastly, if you have not subscribed to our website, QOLTrading.com, go ahead and do that. We have our newsletter. We've sent out 3 newsletters every Sunday so far. And you'll stay tuned for some updates that are happening with our website as well. We're going to be putting out a software app shortly. We're working on that beta right now. So anyways, let's get into things. We'll start out with the VIX. And the VIX, it's good. It's getting down in the lower area here where we want it to be. Like to get it below the $18.17 to feel real comfortable. We still have some open gaps from some gap downs that are a little concerning. Anytime you have a gap up or a gap down, the market likes to have some housekeeping and close these gaps. We've got a gap down here from the other day. It's sitting up here at $25.40, and we still have a gap down here from the 30th, sitting up here at $30.34. So you want to watch that. Let's get into the oil markets here and watch those. The oil markets are still a little elevated right now. I don't think that they're going to be crashing down as much as they did the other day. I think they may actually pop up a little bit because I don't think that the traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is really moving as smoothly as everybody wanted it to. So we'll see what happens there. So this definitely could retrace itself over the weekend. However, we are below the 20-day moving average, but we're kind of stuck in between this range, in between the 50 and the 20. Very easily could pop up above $100 a barrel over the weekend. That is the Brent crude, which is pretty much a European oil. And then if we get into the crude, light crude, which is here domestically, so we're kind of we're right at the same price. Usually it's a little more expensive in Europe than it is here, but same thing, hovering right below the 20-day moving average, 98.79. So below $100 a barrel is pretty good, but there's a good chance that this whole downward move could retrace itself if things escalate over the weekend. So we'll see what happens there. So now let's get into the ES. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button and like this video. So the ES slowly creeping higher, withstanding itself. We still have this open point of control that we were talking about yesterday down to 66.2345. Keep an eye on that. Market likes to close those levels here. However, we are above the 50-day moving average, 67.8829. And we are above yesterday's close right now. So we could possibly have a little pop and fade right now. We are moving towards the weekly high of 69.63 setback in December of last year. And then we are moving towards this midline regressional trend line that I have sitting here from August of last year as well. So if we do get a little pop today up at this level, I would expect us to get some resistance possibly first at 69, call it 69.96, and then if we get through that, 7,000, probably get a little resistance, and then you've got the all-time high sitting at 7,043. So we're definitely trying to chug along there. Looking like it's a little consolidation happening here right now. So you got to watch these levels. If you lose this 50, you could retrace this whole entire move that happened in the pre-market, in the post-market the other day. So you lose the 50, you've got this first support level at 67.57.77, which is a high from September 23rd. Then you've got a previously closed point of control, 67.32.94. I'm not sure how much substance this will give you. I like, the way it bounced off it and then it plowed right through it. So I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit, and we'll see if it's really going to hold any, give you any kind of leverage right there. But if you lose that, you've got the 200 sitting down here at 66.95.12. You lose that, you've got the 20 and this point of control that's still open here at 66.23.45. I would not be surprised. These things could possibly get filled over the weekend if there's some turbulence that happens over the weekend. So let's get into the SPY. The SPY is going to look very similar as the ES. So we had an initial pop right now, and now the market's pushing off of those levels right now. So you got to be prepared for some downside today. Here's the close from yesterday at 679.91. You're going to have to hold that level when the market opens up. If the market loses that level, you've got the 100-day sitting here at 678.49. You're going to want to hold that. If you lose the 100-day moving average, you come down here to a February monthly low at 675.78 is your next line of support that I see. You had this straight up move yesterday without any support. It did hold this 100-day moving average, so that's something you're going to want to pay attention to. If you lose that line of support, these longs are going to panic and they're going to start selling short, and you're going to quickly move into that low, and then you could possibly fill this open point. Actually, this filled point of control 674.23. We don't have one open from the other day. And then this it's right in line with this 50-day moving average at 674.61. You could have some nice support down there. But however, if you lose this level, then you come down here to a December monthly low at 671.20. All right. So then we pretty much covered the downside there. On the upside, if you get above the 682.81, I don't have anything until you get to that 689.70 and then 691.66. And those are both monthly highs. One's an October monthly high. The first one at 689.70. And the 691.66 is a December of last year's high. And then above that, you're probably going to get some resistance. It's a lower line regressional trend line that I have here from June of 2025 that I have here, 694.71. You'll definitely get some resistance up there before you continue to move towards the all-time highs up there, right? So that pretty much covers the SPY. Let's get into the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is kind of sloppy, but I think the NASDAQ is going to be a little stronger right now than the ES. I think that the MAGs, I think people are going to start to put some risk on the MAG stocks again, and I think they'll probably they're comfortable that even though we may get some downside every now and then, I think people may be getting comfortable with it. The lows may be in. We are above the 20. We're above the 50. We were struggling to get above these levels. If we go back here, let's just scroll back here 30 days ago. You could see we were struggling, could not get there, and now we are significantly above these moving averages. So to me, this signifies that lows are in or are close to being in, right? Nothing is 100%. It's all about probabilities. However, when you get above these moving averages, you feel comfortable, right? So if you go back here, you see we lost these moving averages. We lost the 50. We lost the 20. Now here, when you lose these levels, now your bias is you're looking for pop and fades, right? So now we're above these averages, right? We're above the 20. We're above the 50. So now you're looking for pullbacks, longs, right? So you're looking for areas where you want to get long. So where are those areas going to be? Well, let's take a look, right? So one major thing. So from yesterday, we created another point of control that's open here. Do we have a point of control open from the other day? Let me check this out here. Yeah, so we still have this point of control open from the 27th. Down here, excuse me, no, we do not. That one is closed. So that area is closed, point of control. Let me see if this one is open here. This one is open now. Yeah, we have an open point of control here from the 31st, I believe. Yep, that's from the 31st. So I'm just going to pop this up here. And I'm going to just change this to the 31st. And then I'll check this to make sure that if this is closed or not. 31. Okay. And does not look like that's closed. So point of control 331 is open here so far, right? Yep. So that point of control 331 is open. And we will get rid of, that's filled. I have that one is filled. I like that level. So we have an open point of control at 24,224. So you got to be prepared for that. We did create another point of control down here. So this would be a closer point of control. I don't mind here from yesterday. So we'll create this 4, 9, 10, 4, 9, 26, POC. And so we'll go here. So here's our point of control that's going to be open from yesterday. So if we lose this close from yesterday, which is 25,244, your next level of support is going to be your 100-day moving average at 25,144.83. Below that, you're going to have this closest point of control sitting at 25,032.89. Below that, you're going to have a high from September of last year, September 29th of last year, 24,029.75. Not a bad level. I like the way it responded here. You could see yesterday we popped down to this level. It responded like a champ, and then we shot right off that level. So that's a pretty good level. If you lose that, you're going to come down to this open point of control, this fill point of control at 24,000. Actually, I don't like this level. I'm going to get rid of this level here. So if you lose this level here, this 24,879.71, you'll have the 50-day here, which I would be careful of. However, I like this 200 a little better, 24,657.90 on the downside there. And then you can see all these different levels that come into play. You've got the 20 that comes into play at 24,384, along with this 24,306.25, which is August of last year's high. And then you're going to have all kinds of support down here. So if you do get some sell-off down here, you're going to get some decent support down in this level right here. So watch those levels. Upside right now. So on the upside right now, we are just treading this midline regressional trend line that I have here from August of last year. So watch this level. This is going to be a key level on the sand, 25,368.43. If you can get above that level, this is a high from, I think, February of this year, 25,494.75. These two levels right here, albeit some tough levels. If you can get above that, this weekly low from December of last year, end of December last year, 25,608.25. These, you're going to have some resistance at these levels. So put these levels on your charts. Watch those. If you get through those levels, then you can move towards those weekly high, 25,815, and then 25,935, and those are also weekly highs as well. So if you can get through the weekly low, then I'd like us to move towards the weekly high, and then you can move towards the upper regressional trend line that I have here from August of last year. So that being said, let's get over to the Qs. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. Qs are going to be very similar. I like the Qs grinding higher as well. We've got some resistance coming in at the 617.52. And then above that, if you can get through that, then you've got this lower end regressional trend line. It's at December. And let's see what this regressional trend line that comes in at from June of 2025 regressional trend line. And it's also a monthly high from December of last year. So if we could get through this 617.52, I like the next level not to come in until 629.21 on the upside. So on the downside, though, I think that if you lose this monthly low, January monthly low is 607.05, you come down here to this 692 level for some support. And then if you lose that, you may lose this aftermarket move, come down to the 20-day moving, 200-day moving average. It's 596.34. And then below the 596.34, you've got a February monthly low, 594.76. Below that, 590.36 comes in. It's an October low of last year with the 20-day just below it at 587.95. That's going to be it for the Qs. Now we'll get over to Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and like this video. Tesla, we talked about Tesla yesterday. I said we're not quite out of the woods yet. I'd like us to get this housekeeping. We are not quite done with this housekeeping yet. I'd like this 333.78 level to get filled for us. Again, we came down to this gap up from September of last year, 337.24, and came off it like a champ again. I would say if you come back down to this level one more time, if it comes down here today, I think it's going to pierce through it. I think we finally will clean up this point of control at 333.78. I think today is going to be a key day. If we close below this 333.78 today and hold below it, I think that you could get some significant downside to Tesla. And I think that probably within the next week or two, we come down to this 304.85. So Tesla's a big day for Tesla. Long term, I love Tesla, right? But right now, it's just it's in the penalty box. Their numbers are coming out weak on their deliveries on Tesla, but I just don't think that people have grasped the fact that they are a software company and they are slowly but surely moving over to robotics and SpaceX. And I think over time they're going to probably merge all these companies. One thing to keep in mind. Big speed zone we have here, people, right? So if you can get above, if you can get a pop here above this 349.53 and you can hold this level, all these shorts are going to start panicking and they're going to be like, oh, we're wrong. And they're going to start covering and you're going to get a big move up, right? And it's going to be a quick move up. I talk about these speed zones all the time, right? Here was the speed zone. The difference between this right here is this was done in aftermarkets, right? So look at the volume down here. We talked about the volume yesterday. It looks like these look like the same size candles, right? The difference is, look at the volume. No volume leading up. Zero volume leading up. Big, huge volume coming down, right? So now you got to look at that. Watch your volume. Look at the numbers, not the animation of the candle. Look at the numbers, right? So on Tesla today, what we're looking at, again, you're going to pay attention to where the market is as far as broader markets and where we open. And what we'll go, what we go over in the trading room is where the market opens up and then what kind of price action happens there. However, I'm going to feel comfortable on the long side once we can get this housekeeping done and close this last point of control from September 4th of last year, 333.78. I would love for that target to get hit. You could see that this is still holding up this 337.24. Buyers are still stepping up at this level right now. So I think long-term over Tesla. Do we still get some downside on Tesla? Absolutely. I mean, Tesla is a volatile beast. You could get down in the 200 levels, right, before you rally back up. Last year, Tesla, I think, had a 200, maybe a $260 range last year. So, and right now we're where do we get? We have 498 for the high right now for Tesla. So, do the numbers on that. We're already at $150 range right now for Tesla. So. It's not for the faint at heart for Tesla. So we are getting some decent support right now. Here's the close from yesterday. So I would say upward right now. Here's your line in the sand. This 349.53. If you can get above you can get a push and you hold above this 349.53. I like a push at least into this 353.35 before you get a little resistance right in here. And then if you can push through that, then I like this 355.87 level right here. Let me see where I got that. That is a weekly high from September. That gave us some decent level right there. And if you can get through that, I think you can really recap all of this right here, at least to 359, if not to 359, maybe to 363. So Tesla has a chance, tendency to do that too. So we'll take a look and see what we're going to do for our options trades for today. So today I'm going to start out the day. I'm going to trade for today's expiration date for 0DT. So it'll be pretty volatile in the morning. So you see we're at 345. We closed at 345, and right now Tesla's trading at 347. So I have the 345 and 345 puts, 345 calls up here right now. So these will be elevated. I may change that. I'm going to see, I'm going to leave that up here right now for the start of the day, both 345 puts and 345 calls, and we'll see where where the market opens up. Right now, these will open up much lower because we are open up above the 345, but we still have 40 minutes till the market opens. So the market could pull all the way back down, and the market could open up at 345, and these premiums will open up identical, right? Because we're at 345 puts, 345 calls, and if we open up at 345, the premiums will almost be identical, right? So if we take a look yesterday, we didn't do any trading in the trading room yesterday, but it was a volatile day on both ends, right? You could have made money on both sides, right? You could have made money on your sell once you sold that opening range, right? You actually, the first move was a break on the upside. So you could have got, it was a nice little bull trap on the upside there. You could have made a little quick buck if you bought that first break, right? But I stopped doing that a long time ago. Some people can. And then that second break, when you got that big push down, this is where you could have made some decent money right away, right? Your 5-minute opening range gave you a nice doji candle, right? Tug of war, buyers and sellers, no decision. Closed right on the opening trade. So your range there was 342.04 into 344.12. And then once you broke that 342, you came down to 347. It was a $5 move there. You could have made yourself about $3 on your premium, right? So what does that mean? That means if I bought a one lot here, no matter what the premium was, and I made about $3 on my premium, that one lot translates into $300, right? So that's a pretty much 101 of the option side. So come on into the trading room, into the Discord channel today, and we'll go over it a little bit. Do it while, come in there while it's hot, while it's free right now. It's not going to be there forever. We are getting ready to close that up for the free stuff. And then, unfortunately, but we still have mentoring that happens with all of our students. If you go to QOLTrading.com, or you can reach out to me and I can set that up for you with a 30-minute consultation call. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, again, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If I don't see you in the Discord room, watch out for a video over the weekend on Sunday. Also go to QOLTrading.com and subscribe to the website so you can get our free newsletter that we put out every Sunday. We're on our 4th edition this week, and we look forward to building our community. Thanks, everybody. Have a great trading day. Keep your lot size small because we're still in volatile times. Have a great weekend. Bye.